Hey everyone, you're watching the best of August from Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. And I'm Michael Rosenbaum. Every month, we're going through the latest episodes and picking out the moments that really stood out or made us crack up or made us think or whatever. This is your chance to catch up on anything you missed or just relive highlights from the past month. So if you're enjoying these clips, please go check out the full episodes for even more great conversations. And there's a lot of great conversations, I promise you. And if you want to stay in the loop, make sure you subscribe so you never miss what's coming up next. Even write a review. I don't know. Let's kick back and jump into the best of August. I thought people saying you're great or being perfect in my eyes or whatever that meant, I thought that would give me self-worth. I thought it would make me feel good. It's what I needed. But I realized it's so far from the truth. You're relying on other people for your happiness and for your self-worth and for how you feel about yourself. And it's bullshit because that's not what life is. You know, you're chasing something that is not real. It's not real and it isn't important. It isn't important what they think about you. As long as you are kind, as long as you try to be a good person, as long as you do the right thing, then it's nice that you're putting that out there so people's perception of you is positive.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
yeah,
we're leaving this planet alone. You have to be happy with yourself and who you were given the time you were given, and that for me, it's important to help people, make people feel good, make people feel seen, like just be a good fucking human being. Because at the end of the day, we can't take our jobs with us. We can't take our dogs with us. It's just you at the end of the day. And you've got to I'm getting dark, but when you close your eyes and it's your last breath, you have to just be proud of who you are as a person, not like how much people liked you.
yeah, your goal is not to sort of bring out the horror in it all. It's more about to bring out the love and bring out like the peace and the moving on.
And to get people to recognize here in the physical world, our time is fleeting. Like, communicate with the people while they're here, appreciate them for who they are, validate them while they're here, because sometimes we don't get a second chance and life happens really, really fast.
Yeah.
And
it does.
Grief is really, really patient. It waits a really long time for us.
Yeah.
So we have to find the balance, and grief is the other side of love. And that's what I try to convey to people through readings. Like, not a DJ, I'm not an operator, I can't place calls, but I do want people to recognize the process.
Yeah. It's kind of finite. It's just last night I thought about it. I thought of my grandmother. I go, wow, I don't have Blanche and Irv anymore.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I don't have that much time left with my grandparents either, and it's tough. As I told you, I'm going to see them on Thursday.
Yeah, you almost look like
I know,
you're getting emotional.
Yeah,
you love them.
Oh, my oldest child is named after my grandma.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm incredibly lucky to have had my grandparents as long as I've had them, and they've been such an important presence in my life.
I said that at my when my grandfather passed at the funeral. I said, I think in the speech I just said something like, I'm just so thankful that I've got to have him in my life for so long.
Yeah.
So many people can't say that.
It's true.
And now you get me emotional. I guess you've had anxiety your whole life?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have known to call it that.
Me too.
And again, that probably my upbringing didn't really allow us to feel like that was a response to anything that one had the legitimacy to have. It wasn't something that was for the likes of us. But yes, of course. And I probably have learnt to appreciate it and give it its due. And sometimes it can be a little bit, I do think a little bit can be helpful, but it's when it starts to overwhelm and become unhelpful that is something that you have to, I don't know, figure out. And I don't know that I've ever come up with a single compelling solution. But yeah, it's something I certainly struggle with at different times.
You know, they say you can't really prepare for an anxiety attack. You can't really prepare for it, but like, I think you can. The more I think about it, if you're overworked and you're not sleeping and your diet's poor and you're not exercising, you should know it's coming.
Yeah, that's probably true. It changes as well when you have a family, I find, because then there's less space for you, and sometimes that can be very helpful because you have to sort of get over yourself a little bit. But then the danger is there is no space, and that can paint you into a corner.
What do you do for your mental health?
I mean, let's start with exercise. Like, I feel like that's something I learned, especially on Flash, you know, when the hours were so long and we were filming in Vancouver and, you know, we did a lot of nights on that show and you're just sort of feeling topsy-turvy. I found that no matter how tired I was, I needed to get up and do at least 30 minutes of exercise just to like move my body. And that changed things.
What is that sign behind you that says, fuck them?
That's an artist that I love from New York. She does graffiti, kind of cool art. Her name's Phoebe New York, and her stuff's just really moody. And so that's in my office because, as you know, in this industry, there's a lot of rejection. So I do my auditions right here, and I can look at that and just like let it go. Let it go.
Now, do you think your approach to acting and working is a lot different than when you were younger? Or even years ago, a few years ago, to how it is now? I mean, how much has changed?
That's a heavy question. I don't know. When I was younger, it was my world. It was my life. I had to be perfect. You know.
Why did you feel that way? Why did you feel like you had to be perfect?
Are you getting all deep on me now here?
I mean, because look, only because I suffer from the same thing. The exact same thing. I'm telling you, in therapy, I talk about, you know, it's like I've learned that just be good enough.
That's what I've learned as well, right? Like, so when I was younger, it was just like the expectations of the adults, right? As a kid, you want to be on time, you're working with adults, you're working adult hours, you have adult responsibilities as a kid on set. So you just, I think that just like established how I go about this business. And every job, every audition was like, if I didn't get it, it was the end of the world. Now that I'm 40, and like I've had the experience in this industry for 29 years, I realize like you can't take it personally. Usually there's no reason. Like, it's not about you that you didn't book a job.
I think it's really interesting the way being a child actor can shape you. I think often, in my experience, a lot of child actors are really aware of what's going on. And I think that was kind of the case for me, is that I really loved the process of filmmaking and seeing it all.
Yeah.
And
well, people also can go down the wrong path. A lot of child actors, many of them, you know, it's difficult, you know, if that's all you know. I'm glad I had a childhood.
Yeah. But I tell a story. So when you're a child actor on set, I mean, to go back to, it's a business. Like, when you're a child actor, you only have so many hours you can be on set. And so your time is extraordinarily valuable. So, if, you know, you can be on set for 6 hours, but 3 of those hours have to be spent in school and 30 minutes has to be at a lunch. You know, if you've wrapped, or if you've finished the scene and they're doing and they're turning around, and so we have 20 minutes and they're going to race you to the schoolroom to sit and bank those 20 minutes of schoolwork, and you're on your way to the classroom, and then you're like, you know what, I'm hungry, I would like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So you go to Crafty to make yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but a PA says, we literally don't have time for you to stop and make yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because we need you in the classroom to get those minutes banked. So I'm going to make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and then I'll bring it to you. So kid goes to school, does their whatever.
Wow.
And then the next day, you know, wants a peanut butter and jelly. Don't worry, it's already on its way. And you see how very quickly it evolves to, where's my peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Yeah. So it can start innocently enough, but, you know, the evolution
become a problem
is
that they've created.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever worked with someone that you just can't stand? That's very difficult.
Can't stand is a lot.
How about difficult?
Yeah, of course I have. I'm sure you have too.
Yes.
I mean, most actors are great, I'd say. I think it's always worth saying that because we do have a reputation as a profession of being self-involved and narcissistic and awful.
Yes. Which are all true.
Which are all true. Yeah, but 95% of those people might have a smattering of that, but are actually they're interesting people. They're fun people. They're creative people. I enjoy being with actors and hanging out with actors. But every now and again, you get. I mean, the trouble is the industry indulges it because if somebody is worth something to a production, they are cosseted and protected, and that breeds a behavior.
It does, doesn't it?
That can be difficult to navigate.
There was another show where I didn't particularly enjoy the person.
What was it about the person that made you feel that way?
Superiority. They had a lot of it.
Holier than thou.
Yes.
And you didn't feel like they treated you with like real respect.
Yeah.
And how'd that make you feel?
That it was nice to see that there are shitty people out there and that we should continue to be the good people in the world.
I think the good approach is to go, it's a shame. They're unhappy. It's an unhappy person. I feel bad for them that they're unhappy. I hope they figure it out. I never went to work late,
man.
but I did.
Neither did I.
I did have a migraine that I couldn't.
I see. I understand those days.
And apparently, yeah, there was stuff. But you're not like that, right? You let things go.
No, but I don't know. I don't know that being a team player served me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you almost felt like you allowed them to just walk all over you.
It can feel like that. Absolutely. Because I really pride myself on being punctual and prepared and knowing my lines and like doing my best.
Yeah.
And not everyone works that way. And it's hard. It was hard for me when I felt like bad behavior was being rewarded, when people who weren't behaving the same way I was, were receiving better, different, whatever treatment.
Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, it's like it's my job to keep my side of the street clean. Like I can just focus on myself.
I don't know why I'm always in my head. I've always got, I'm an overthinker. I torment myself. I'm an empath?
Well, you don't want to be an empath. This is one of the things I tell people we don't want to do.
Right.
It's good to be empathetic because we need a lot of that in the world.
Right.
Say you're sensitive. Say you're intuitive. But don't say you're an empath, because to be an empath, what that basically embraces is that you're feeling other people's feelings, and that can get in the way of your own. So imagine me doing what I do, and I'm reading for somebody, and now I'm feeling their feelings. That means I've lost my objectivity to be able to do my job.
Yeah.
So we don't want to, specifically people that are out there listening who may be in toxic relationships. If somebody's in a toxic relationship, when they're in that relationship, they're going to sense that person's narcissism and that control, and that's going to keep them in that, because they're going to second guess what they're feeling, like this is not a good spot for me to be in.
Yeah.
Right. So now when they're away from that person, they feel different, but when they're with that person, they feel different. So we don't want to embrace being an empath. So I talk to people about being protecting your energy, right? So when people say like, how do you protect your energy? Well, psychic self-defense is when I say I'm not walking around everywhere open and reading people, I'm protecting my energy because I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to pick up on other people's stuff.
That makes perfect sense.
So if you're sensitive, you are going to pick up on people's energy, thoughts, and feelings as well. So you want to make sure you create a healthy boundary with doing that.
It's just being aware of that and knowing that you should do that more often, because that's what really brings you joy.
And it's hard to remember that on a daily basis, right? And so we can try our best to enjoy the time we have, but you also have to allow yourself days to just feel what you're feeling. Like you can't make the most of every day. You can try to, but like a big thing that I've learned, similar to you with this young boy, is like giving myself grace. I love that phrase, give yourself some grace, because we beat ourselves up so much. and we try to accomplish so much in a day. I just try to say to myself, you've done enough, give yourself the grace. So,
you know, they always say less is better. Yeah. Do you feel like as your career has sort of gone on that you have internalized a lot more and you look at yourself in the past and go, oh, you know, I was a little big or I was a little too much.
Oh, God.
And
yeah.
You do?
For sure. Yeah. It's definitely been a journey toward minimalism. I'm not there yet. I still see myself chewing the scenery at times and wonder how I'm possibly ever going to be employed again. But
I don't see that at all, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you. I wasn't angling for that, but thank you all the same. Yeah, I did definitely. But then sometimes you just got to cut loose and enjoy yourself, haven't you?
Oh yeah. I mean, do you ever feel like you're on something, not drugs, but you're on the set and you're like, this is probably not good. My gut says this show is probably not good. So fuck it. I'm just going to fuck around. I'm going to have fun.
I see. I don't know that
have you ever been on something that you know probably isn't going to be good and you were right about it?
I think I'm very good at deluding myself in the moment to go, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why this shouldn't work, but hey, everyone's here. Everyone's turned up. It's going to be great. I think I'm quite in the moment. I can pull the wool over even my own eyes, I think. But then ultimately you look back and go, nah, I mean, you always knew what was coming.
I like to call people out.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I think that's a little easier as a man.
Yeah. No, I absolutely. I think now it's changing, right? Don't you feel like things have changed a little bit in a good way?
I remember an experience I had on Flash, and I think at this point I don't think I was maybe directing, or maybe I was directing that episode, but someone on set called me bossy, and I pulled them aside whenever, there was a minute, and I said, would you say that to a man? And they were like, well, you were being bossy. And I was like, but you wouldn't have called a man bossy. You're just calling me bossy because I'm a woman.
I like that you did that. That's good. That's power. That's saying fuck you.
I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
And I knew this person had a daughter, and I just was like, just consider it.
Yeah.
Like, because.
Yeah. Put that in perspective. You're absolutely right.
A man you would have called assertive or in control.
I would have said an asshole. Hey, don't be an asshole. Being an asshole here, buddy. Would you say that if I was a woman? No, I'd say bossy.
There you go.
No.
People who are destined to do this work for the right reasons to do this work, the work picks you. You don't pick it.
Wow. I had a pretty amazing, a lot of times people thought I was maybe a psychic or, I had some gift or whatever. I know you don't like the word gift. Right. But, my grandmother, I knew there was no reason she died unexpectedly. I mean, she had emphysema, but she was fine. I went to visit her and I wanted to interview her and I just made this video and I interviewed her and asked her about her happiness and this all, and I mean, everything. Like I felt like part of me felt like I was going to lose her.
Right.
And a week later, she called me. Or I called her. I was in my car on my way to an audition. She goes, how you doing, kid? And I had this horrible dream that she passed away. And I was kind of emotional. I go, I don't know. I had this dream. And she goes, you dreamed I died.
Oh.
And I said, yeah. And she goes, well, you know what that means, don't you? It means I'm going to live forever. And she goes, where are you going? I go, I'm on my way to an audition. She goes, you know what? You're going to get this one. And she never said that. She was always someone who was just like, this business, I don't know. And she died a few days later.
Oh.
And my agent left a message while I just got back from the funeral. And I listened to my message and said, you got the role of Smallville. You got the role of Lex Luthor. And that was the audition that I was going to. And then she came to me in a dream a week later. And
she wanted her commission.
She wanted the 10%.